I got a super exciting guest today because she's actually part of the MaidThis family. We have Akila, the owner of MaidThis McKinney. Akila's been part of the MaidThis fam for a little bit over 7 months now. I think she launched her location last October, and she's a franchisee. And I'm super excited to chat with her and talk more about her journey. Akila, thanks so much for being on here.
Yes, sure, Neil. Thank you
Were,
so much.
were
Brings
you
me,
just recording us being on the podcast together on your phone?
yeah, I want to put it in my Instagram.
Yeah. I love this. By the way, this is a video podcast, right? So everyone watching this will just see you just going like this.
Oh, well, that's the best part. You just be yourself, right? They know
Exactly.
that's what.
I love that. Akila, so you started your location a few months ago. I kind of want to take your story a little bit back before that because we were talking obviously a few months before you joined and signed up about what you're doing in your normal 9 to 5. Can you tell me more about your background, your career background before you started your own location?
Um, I moved to United States in 2020, and I did not work for a couple of years. From 2022, I did the typical IT job,
Hmm.
and I was into project management. And right when I joined, I knew that's not where I want to be forever. So I was with my husband, and I told him I can't do artificial intelligence and data science, but when I understand simple things, I'm okay to do the repetitive work
Yeah.
consistently, but simple things. And I started doing a little bit of research about that. So I was into project management and a little bit of quality. So that's what I was doing before finding you all.
And why not just continue that? I mean, you got to the country, you had a stable job, you and your husband were both working. Why not continue down that path?
See, we are wired differently, right? It's very predictable for me,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I was hungry for more, and this is very productive for me when I have so many things on my calendar to do, keep doing, and then I
Hmm.
have backlogs always, and I still go back and do it, and I pick up from where I leave. So that's something I enjoy. I think that makes me feel young when I do that hustle, like Americans say.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. So you kind of wanted that hustle feel and you were not getting that from a 9 to 5. That's why you were interested in entrepreneurship.
Yes, it's like the tattoo. I have a tattoo. It is painful, but you get a lot out of it. It's a
Hmm.
souvenir,
Oh, I like
and
that analogy. Yeah.
yeah, that's how I relate. It's painful when you do it, but when you look back,
Yeah.
you're like, wow, it's
Yeah.
worth
Interesting.
that. Yeah, that's how I see
Akila,
it.
when you were getting into, let's say, Made This, and I know you had another side hustle before this as well,
Mhm.
but getting into Made This, I'm curious, what were your biggest fears with leaving your job, doing this full time, just anything around that?
The fear of unknown, Neil. I do not know cleaning business.
Hmm.
We have cleaners regularly doing at our home, and I do not know how the business works locally in Dallas market because
Right.
we moved to Dallas in 2021. Um, and also the sales part. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not like you.
Hmm.
Put it that way.
Hmm.
I can't talk like you. Do pitches. So that was my biggest fear. The product itself, and then how I'm gonna sell it. Yeah.
Interesting. Did you have any fear around lifestyle changes? Like, oh my God, I'm quitting my 9 to 5. This is going to be super freaking hard.
Yeah.
Take me back to there. What were the things going on in your head at that point?
Obviously, you will not have paycheck every 2 weeks, so that's
Hmm.
something I had to, swallow. Um, and then also my lifestyle changes. What are we going to downsize because we just had a baby? Uh,
Hmm.
and then obviously we have mortgages to pay and whatnot. So I went through the numbers with my husband and then look at the savings and then how much we are making. So it is not easy as it sounds, but knowing that it is doable, that's what took me the courage to go for it.
Hmm.
Because, as Joshua says, your bank accounts do not lie, right? It's perfect the way it is.
Yep.
But yes, it is not easy taking that decision. I had to swallow the lifestyle change. But it's not something I regret. I know it's a
Hmm.
temporary phase,
Yep.
and that's how it is when you start a business. Even with
Yeah.
my side hustle, that's how it was. So I know it is a phase if everyone goes through it, and I
Yeah.
like it. It's the part of the grind. Yeah.
Yeah. Kayla, I'm curious, what did when you were going to quit your job
Mhm.
and start this? I don't know if you have a lot of entrepreneurial friends or people doing side hustles. What did your friends or family think at that point? And were they trying to talk you out of it?
Now, no one told me to stop, or no one sounded scary or something, but they did tell me, "Are you sure you want to do this?
Mm,
And the baby is also coming. Are you sure you want to do this? Because you all are used to a lifestyle. So do you think you can do this?" Because they are like, you don't know when you're going to see the money. You're going to
yep.
invest in a franchise business. You're going to pay them up front, and then you're going to research the market and do this. So are you sure you want to do this? Did you think about it? So they did ask me a lot of questions. Also, they told me, well, we know you lived in few countries before moving to United States, and only you can kind of think of moving to a country, a couple of years, starting a business, quitting the job. Only you can do so.
A lot of
we
change. Yeah.
yeah, we know your personality. You like to take risks, so yeah, go for it. Even yesterday, I was talking to one of my cousins who's 23 years old. She does not want to go to a job because she was telling me, okay, Didi, whoever is in our family going to a job, they're not happy. And look at you. You are very happy. You don't even have a job. So,
You're
so,
like, well, I have a business, so like, you don't have to say it that way, but yeah.
so it's kind of influencing the family now.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
So, yes.
Yeah. And what have you, I mean, you had a kid now. And by the way, I kind of agree with doing it sooner than later. Like, I talk to a lot of people who are interested in franchising. I'll be honest,
Mhm.
it's tough when you have three kids and you have a lot of expenses and you have a job that pays you a lot and you have a lifestyle that's crept up to be that amount. It's scary to take the leap. Many times those people think, well, my life's like, 70% as good as I want it to be. Maybe there's 30% there, but is it worth the risk of the paycheck going down in order to achieve that? Many people
Mhm.
like you and I might say, yeah, it's worth the risk. But for them, I understand that when you get to a certain point, it's really freaking hard to rip the band-aid and do it from scratch. It's a lot easier when maybe you just have one kid, maybe you have no kids, maybe there's not as much to give up. I think that's the best time to getting in, at least in my opinion. And was that kind of a thought process for you and your husband when you were deciding whether you're going to do this or not?
Yes, because we were like, when the baby comes, we will already have the lifestyle changes with
Yeah.
maid. And also, luckily, I'm breastfeeding the baby, so that's like $0. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, there we go.
For a few months. So you can have a low maintenance baby as well.
Yeah, there we go.
So it's
Keep up
it's
with
all
lifestyle changes.
adaptable you are with life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what if you lose a job? You have a
Mm,
well-paid job, and in America, you can lose the job anytime, and then it's same as quitting the job as well. Someone can always fire you. There's
yeah.
always a risk, right?
Have you found it easy? I don't know if easy is the right word. How is it working from home, working for yourself, and having a kid? Like, is it more doable than it was with the job? How has your lifestyle changed since you started the business?
Oh, it's totally doable. I can't
Mm,
imagine doing 9 to 5 and the baby. No,
mm,
no, totally doable. Before our conversation today, I had to go to an Airbnb property because we have a cleaning, and I took the baby. We drove there, checked the property, all is well, because the customer wanted me to go double check, and I was like, yeah, yeah, totally fine. And
mm,
then back, put him to a nap, and then I had my lunch, and then I'm talking to you, so I'm able to do the baby thing, and I'm able to do the business thing with
yeah.
what we promised for our customers. That
Mm. You
I'm
just do it
able
on
to.
your own terms. Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to sit and schedule your day accordingly, but that's the time you get when you
Yep.
do this business. That's the time frame
Definitely.
you get. Yeah.
And Gilly, from when we first met,
Mm.
I'm curious, why did you decide to go with Made This? Like, it could have been cleaning or not cleaning or whatever. Like, why did you decide to join Made This?
Um, Number one, I wanted a simple business. Number two, a business that embraces technology.
Mm.
adapts. I always use the word adapt. Okay, it's time to bring the baby. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. He could join the podcast.
Let me bring him.
Yeah. See, this is the beauty of having your own business and having a kid and being able to work from home. Sometimes your baby just joins the call. So here we are.
Yeah.
There we go. It's funny, Akila, we were joking before, but you brought your son to Made This Live, our first conference in May, and we got him a little Made This onesie, and he was the first Made This baby of ours, and now he's the first baby who's been on this podcast. So he just got this kid's famous.
Yeah, and he that was his first flight. The
Oh,
Made This.
really?
Yes, that was his first flight. We have a lot of first time souvenirs for the baby with Made This,
There we go. Yeah, the entrepreneurial kid.
with the Made This brand.
Yeah.
So adaptability and also the time freedom that you also talk about. That was
Hmm.
one of the convincing reasons to join Made This. The time freedom you get,
Yeah.
and also um, I was also working 9 to 5 when I joined Made This.
Hmm.
And the model does not ask you to stop everything and then start this.
Right.
It gives you the time to transition slowly, and then you take a call. Okay, now I'm ready to quit.
Mm.
So I needed that. I needed to test the waters because it's something new I do not know.
Yep.
I was like, okay, so this is something very comfortable for me to decide and leave. And
Yeah.
also, I did not decide on this overnight. We had few calls, few weeks. I was traveling to Mexico, so I had a lot of time to think. And I
Yeah.
liked that way you guys weren't pushy and you guys like, okay, Akila, take your time, think about it, And then I had the liberty to talk to my friends. It wasn't pushy for me. So those were the convincing part. And I had
Mm.
a couple of franchise before joining, and everyone spoke about the community support, and I felt it in the Made This Live as well. So I think these are the reasons that convinced me. I wouldn't say,
Mm.
oh, I got excited to join. That convinced me, telling, okay, Akila, you're doing the right thing for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
can you walk me through your thoughts on how was the training process and did it live up to your expectations?
Yes, Dan was my trainer,
Hmm.
and he is a super salesman like you. And I think after the training is when I started doing cold calls first time in my life.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I've never done cold calls in my life, and that
Yeah.
freaks me. It freaks me out. So it was kind of like a cold plunge for me doing cold calls.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at the Notion and the Google documents and everything. All I had to do was dial and do the script. And after a while, I got comfortable with it. And I think during the training, we did a lot of mock calls,
Yep.
prepping us. So that was the best part. So I think I enjoyed training, especially because I told you earlier, I'm not a salesperson. So the
Hmm.
cold call script was like a skeleton for me. And then I added a little bit of my personality when I talked to the customers. Then it made easy. But the initial striking the iron while it's hot, that's the training part. You are
Gotcha.
system, and then you are like, okay, I need this, I need to absorb this, and then you guys give that, and then you just take it and then implement it right away. Then you're like, okay, I did not waste my money. It's a good
Yeah. I could.
you get that feel, right? Okay, yeah, I spent money, and yes, things are happening.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's actually paying off. That's good. That's good.
yeah, that's how it
And
was, the training. Yes.
Akila, how have your first few months in business been? Walk me through it. Like, what was different than expected? What was easier than expected? What was harder than expected? How were your first few months?
Obviously, I think the follow-ups were hard for me to do because I was not doing it uh, regularly, and
Hmm.
I'm not used to the sales, uh, the whole workflow thing for sales. It takes time, and it takes 7 touch points to close a sale. Those were like new for me. So to get into that consistency was hard for me initially because I did not understand why we need to do that and everything. And what worked for me, I think digital marketing, like the LSA, worked for me.
Hmm.
And then I think few quoting engines that we tested and tried. We tried for like 3 months, and few worked and few did not work. And I I like the part that we were able to change later as well. So what worked for me is a little bit of digital marketing. Yes, it did work.
Hmm.
Also, the very first few months, I did not do community marketing or something. So I think initial few months it was digital marketing and the cleaners as well, recruiting cleaners. When
Yep.
I spoke with them, they brought new cleaners as well. Oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
after like a month, I did not invest money in hiring cleaners. So that really
Mm.
worked. I did the initial ones in Indeed or something. And then the existing cleaners, they started referring me to other cleaners, telling, okay, these guys pay well, just join them.
Oh, wow. That's the sign of a good manager, by the way, or a good company. If cleaners are
Yeah.
referring their cleaners to you independently without asking, that's solid. That's
After
great.
that, until today, I did not spend a dollar in hiring cleaners, and I have three teams of cleaners, and they're all good. I do not have any issues with them. And at times I meet them in person. That really works for me. After like few cleans, when they do a good job, I meet them in person. And
Mm.
hi, we are all in McKinney. Let's just say
Yeah.
hi.
Cool. Akila, from a marketing perspective, I think the hardest part when you launch is figuring out like, okay, where am I going to get customers from? And there's a million ways of doing it, but like all of them are a little bit different. Sometimes they play to your strengths, sometimes they don't. What do you think has worked best for you? What do you actually enjoy doing that's working for you right now?
I enjoy the niche of Airbnbs,
Hmm.
honestly. I love vacation rental industry altogether. Only after made this, I started researching a little bit about vacation rentals. And I enjoy researching and learning more about vacation rentals. And after I made this live is when I started community marketing a bit seriously as doing it. Though
Yeah.
I was reading about it and everything, and then putting my face out there and meeting people, that works for me. I enjoy doing that. Though
Hmm.
it can take a lot of time, I enjoy doing that because
The
when I
community
meet
marketing.
people, yeah, they ask more about Made This. They were like,
Hmm.
"Oh, you guys do a lot of vacation rentals. Oh, you guys have a software for it. How does it work? Oh, you guys upload pictures. Oh, supplies report." Then I was like, "Dang, I need to educate and empower people more about our services because I see a lot of people complaining about their existing cleaners not being, following the
Yeah.
checklist. Yesterday I got a message telling, okay, the property is in Red Oaks. Would you guys be able to help? I was like, yeah, I have a cleaners in Fort Worth. Yeah, it's a 30-minute drive, and yeah, definitely we could help. And that's one of the participants in meetups. So I
Oh,
enjoy doing.
really?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Akila, I think one thing you've done fantastically is truly embrace the community marketing piece. And it's tough because community marketing is not necessarily instant gratification. If you do
yes,
Google Ads, you get a call, you close the sale, like, oh my God, I made 40 bucks in my pocket. This is awesome. Community marketing is kind of one of those things where you invest time, you physically go places, you do different things, and you don't see the returns immediately. But I think
yes,
what you've started to see, and I think you started it a month, 2 months ago, probably. Is that right?
yeah,
About two
just to.
months ago. And you joined the Chamber of Commerce, BNI, and I think you created your own Airbnb meetup group as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I did Chamber of Commerce. Yes, that was the first move. The Chamber of going to Chamber of Commerce and then
Cool.
enrolling. And then creating the meetup as well, the meetup group in McKinney, because when I looked at, there was nothing happening in McKinney.
Mm,
I was like, oh, no one is doing it. I might as well do it and see what happens.
yeah.
Let's, and that's how I started. And I think
Have you
we
got
have,
any leads or sales from that Airbnb meetup group you created?
yeah, I have like three leads, and that's the one of the leads texted me yesterday, the one I was telling you about. Tab that they have existing cleaners who are not listening to them. And he was asking, do you have cleaners who follow instructions? I was I was like, yes, I guess because we have checklists in the software and portal. Oh, you guys have software? I
Like,
was
oh
like,
my God. Yeah.
yes. And he pinged me asking, this is the last time I'm telling my cleaners because they're not listening to me, Akila. And from next time, it's gonna be you. And the property is in Red Oaks. I was like, yeah, no problem, Steve. I could do that.
We got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
And
now
from the,
sharing their listings, asking me, okay, tell me what's wrong in this property because I'm not getting enough bookings here. It has gone.
interesting. Yeah, they're going to you as the Airbnb go-to Airbnb expert, which, by the way, down the line is huge because you're going to get all these leads for free because you're going to be the cleaning person for the community. for Airbnb. It's like everything's going to go to you.
Yeah. Also, I attend a lot of webinars that they
Mm.
post in Facebook groups about vacation rentals,
Okay.
so I could update my knowledge about this industry.
So you could
Um,
educate people. How did
yeah,
you, the community marketing, like the Airbnb groups, how did you learn how to do this?
like how to do the community marketing.
Yeah.
I think I did not really prep a lot. I educated myself about vacation rental industry, and
Hmm.
also I think Stephen, he came with the idea of bringing experts to the meetup groups who are who cater Airbnb hosts who are familiar with vacation rental industries. So I
Mm.
started with guest speakers, and they were all excited because no one is doing this, and it's gonna help everyone here. The Airbnb
Mm.
and also the guest speakers, so they were all excited to join, and that's how the journey started. And now we are booked until like October. We have guest speakers lined up
That's
until
incredible. Yeah. And
yeah.
that's Steven Heiner, right? From Made This Corporate, who's helped you set that up.
Yes, yes, we had a very casual chat while waiting for the breakfast in the Make This Live, and then he
Yeah.
lived in France as well, like me, and then he was talking about community marketing, and he offered me to help and create this, and I thought, okay, this is going to be very minor thing. I was like, okay, sure, yeah, why not try that? And when it started, I saw the potential of it. And then I was like, okay, I need to do this to see how it works in McKinney. And the coffee shop is 5 minutes from where I live.
Yeah.
I I go there often, so they were very happy to host us. They were like, "Yeah, yeah, it's free of cost. You guys can hang in here. You don't have to buy anything." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And that's how it started. And now you will not believe, we have another meetup happening, some other meetup, not ours, but these meetup participants, they all ping me telling, hey, do you want to join us? We can go hang out there. I was like, yeah, why not? It's also about short-term rental industry. So it's kind of like a mini group we have where we like to go and hang out together, because these are all business meetups about vacation rental. So we all learn about things
Cool.
about
Yeah.
rental. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
from the chamber, when you joined that, which is another community marketing initiative, have you made any money from doing that?
Yeah, last weekend. So, couple of weeks ago, a customer called, and he was like, "Hey, welcome to Chamber of Commerce, and I see your name there. Do you all clean properties for like move out cleaning?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course. And thank you so much for calling me." And he was like, "Of course, you are in Chamber." And then he asked me about my background and everything, and he was like, "You know what, Akila, I'm not going to Chamber like you." And then I told him, don't worry, it happens. But when you come back, I'm gonna be there to cheer you up. He was like very happy. Okay, let's get going. And then we booked the move out clean. I think it was for like $350 for the move out clean that we booked. And
It's
the
free
clean
lead. Yeah.
day. And this morning I texted him like, I'm happy you did the first cleaning, and we are ready to do the next cleaning whenever you are. And then he was like, of course, I'm gonna reach out to you. And he was very happy with the cleaning. So
Cool.
nothing for that sale. It
Yeah.
just
This small thing is compound, especially when it comes to community marketing. So that's awesome that you guys got listed there. Um, Akila, I'm curious, just for a lot of people listening who might be interested in Made This and want to
yeah,
know, is this worth it? Like, can I just do this myself? Is it worth actually joining Made This? What would you tell them?
it is scary to do by yourself. No,
Mm.
no, no, no. I would not suggest anyone to do it by themselves, because I think the support you get is not just the training or knowledge, it's the live experiences from people from other locations. Like
Mm.
you, like I bought the franchise and then I learned from other franchise owners.
Yep.
And recently, one of the franchise owners, I think that made this Durham, they one of their cleaners relocated to Dallas, and they were asking me, "Do you need cleaners?" And then I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
perfect.
yeah. And then I spoke with the cleaner, and yes, she was the one who did the cleaning last weekend as well. And, so there's so much more than just getting trained or something by Made This. There's a constant support, and we collaborate whenever needed, like this cleaner needs or anything. And we throw everything in Slack, and people jump at it, and people help. That's also people investing time to help you. So
Yeah.
that's you shouldn't do it alone. No, never do it alone.
Yeah.
Forbid you to do
Yeah.
this alone. Do not, do not. It's scary. I can't imagine doing
Yeah,
this all.
yeah. Awesome. Well, Akila, we're very proud to have you in the Made This family. Thanks so much for hopping on the podcast, and thanks for having the little one on his first ever podcast appearance as well. That's awesome.
Thank you, Neil.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much. All right. Take care, guys.